So, okay, can we start, sir?
Okay, madam. Yes, I think people
Oh,
will join as we start.
yeah, people will join. Yeah, yeah. You can give the welcome note, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good evening, participants. On behalf of Coimbatore Management Association, we welcome you all for today's Monday Musings. Also, on behalf of Coimbatore Management Association, I would like to welcome today's speaker, Dr. Manjula Mohan. Welcome, madam. To give a brief about Coimbatore Management Association, it's one of the oldest management association in all India, and it's been quite active. And it's proud to say that Coimbatore Management Association is one association which conducts the weekly Monday musings on a regular basis. And today it is Monday musings number 518. And topic for today is teaching learning transformation. For that, we have Dr. Manjula Mohan. Before I hand over the session to her, let me give a brief introduction about Dr. Manjula Mohan. She has started her career as an HR trainee at Jagannath Textiles Company Limited. She has been associated with GRG institutions as a senior executive of HR and placements. After completing her doctorate in human resource management, she joined Sri Krishna Arts and Science College as an assistant professor in the Department of Business Administration to pursue her passionate teaching profession. Presently, she is working in Dr. NGP institutions. She has completed a 2-month residential faculty development program at IIM Ahmedabad on general management and procured alumni status. Her research interests are human resource management and general management. She has attended many international conferences and presented papers. She has received the Best Paper Award from Christu Jayanti College, Bengaluru. She has published more than 15 papers in UGC and Scopus journals. She is a former JCI member and zonal trainer, volunteered in many social service activities, and is an active member of the Agram Foundation and Yuva Club. She acted as a resource person in different colleges on the topic placement readiness, personality development, and management topics. With this brief introduction, let me now invite today's speaker, Dr. Manjula Mohan. Madam, over to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sriraman, sir, for that wonderful introduction
Thank you.
to me. And I'm obliged to uh, Coimbatore Management Association for inviting me for the session on this Monday
Thank you.
musings. Thank you so much, ma'am and sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
So before I start the session, actually this teaching and learning transformation is a topic which I have decided in IIM Ahmedabad itself, where I wanted to bring the learnings which I have had there to our community, to our Coimbatore students and faculty. So I thought, okay, this will be a right topic to bring it to our faculty as well as the student coordinators. So before getting into the session, can I share my PPT here, sir?
Yeah, you can do it. You can do it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's visible, madam. Yes, perfect. Yes.
Yeah.
The teaching and learning transformation, where I think very few people are joined. Yes, some 10 people are joined. Even I mentioned
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll be joining. They'll be joining now.
joining. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I'll take this as an interactive session with the students as well as the faculty members of CMA. Even I've informed all my faculty fellows also to join. So they are also joining. Can we wait or can we start the session, sir?
I think we can start. No, it's about 6:35.
35.
Yeah.
Let me
We can start. We can start.
So I
Yeah.
will request all the participants who are listening to the session, please interact if possible. Otherwise, just come into the chat box so that I can understand what you are thinking also. Right, so teaching and learning session. So I would like to know a lot of teachers are associated with Coimbatore Management Association. Students are all associated with Coimbatore Management Association. So this teaching and learning transformation is happening all over the world, right? So all over the world, the evolution of teaching and learning has changed so much from our passive learning classroom till now every year, every time it is changing a lot. So the teaching and learning transformation, when it's happening in all over the world, it is our responsibility to change, because change is the permanent one. So what I believe is the teaching, the word teaching itself has transformed a lot when it comes to higher educational institution. So those who are in as participants, please think what is teaching. So when we talk about teaching, okay, so generally the teaching word itself says that when someone teaches, okay, the definition of teaching is when someone teach you something, okay, but the word is slowly changing, where the teaching happens only in your 15 years of school education, where if you doesn't know a lot of understanding on the basic concepts of theory, will get into a concept called teaching. So where the teacher will teaches you in the classroom. Okay, so the school teachers are known for teaching, where there in the school education people can teach the school children. But when it comes to college education or the higher educational institutions like undergraduates or postgraduates, the teaching word itself has been eradicated slowly, and now the teaching terminology has totally changed into facilitation. Okay, so when you get into a classroom of students, you doesn't need to teach. So when I get into my second slide of the day, where the teaching transformation is slowly happening, I would suggest from my side where the teaching is do not teach, right? So, like some may have a difference of opinion with me. Why do not teach? So I'm not getting into the concept of the teaching of numerical numbers, engineering, mathematical calculation. Yes, we do need teaching in those areas. Where when we talk about the other undergraduates or postgraduates program, teaching is please do not teach. So higher educational institution faculty members must understand this, where this is not the era of teaching specifically for the higher educational students, right? So this is the time where we need to facilitate, mentor, or help the students to understand the concept, not through teaching, but through something else. So people, the students of this generation does not need the teaching or the first concept of no passive classrooms. The traditional way of classrooms are gone, where a teacher will be standing or talking, like you take all your PPTs with you, materials with you, notes with you to the classroom, where it is not required at all, where you need to take something else in the classroom, right? Instead of passive classroom, don't make the classroom environment as a traditional way of classroom where only the teacher talks and the students will listen. No, please do not teach in the classroom. Instead of that, you can take up different ways to make the students learn the concepts. Okay, no passive classrooms are required now in this current scenario. Okay, so then no coddling. Okay, no spoon feeding in the classroom, where the whole world is not spoon feeding anything. The business environment is not spoon feeding anything. Okay, the people, students must get into the classroom or get into this world of business where they cannot be coddled there. Okay, so in the classroom also, higher educational institutions must change the way of teaching into facilitating. You bring whatever, you make the students to understand through a different way, not through putting materials content. Teachers should not take PPT to the classroom. Teachers should not take the materials or content to the classroom. Instead of that, you can make the students learn in a different way, which will be in the next step. Okay, so please don't spoon feed the students. What happens if you spoon feed them? They'll nowadays, these specifically South Indian students are very lethargically, happily sitting at back and waiting for the course instructor or the teachers to give in lot of inputs on the important questions or materials to read. We give everything to them in the classroom, right? This is what the important question is, this is what the content is, this is what the material is, this is what the PPT is. Everything we are giving them, where the spoon feeding is not going to help them in the corporate world. So never coddle them, or please make them go and search for it. Okay, the students of this current generation are really, really good in searching, right? So please make them get into the real world, get into these media or the Google or the chat GPT, what are all the technologies available today, instead of spoon feeding, or if they ask any question in the classroom, giving right away the answers, make the students to go and search for the answers. When you give the answers, they will forget the answer. Instead of that, you can make them to search for the answers, so that that search will help them to learn more than the question which they asked, more than the answer which they are really looking for. So that is more important for this current generation. So please, instead of spoon.
Hello?
Madam, yeah, I think her network is freezed, I think.
Maybe, sir.
Yes, yes,
But
ma'am.
here, yeah,
Yeah, my network
now
is
it's
fine.
clear. Now it's clear, I think so.
No, I think she has to join. She has disconnected.
I think she has left.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah. Participants, some technological glitch, just bear with us. Speaker might join shortly. No, I think,
Yeah, ma'am, you can continue, I think so.
yeah. Ma'am, you're not audible, madam.
Yeah, muted, I think so.
Can you see the presentation, sir?
Yeah,
Yeah, yes,
now it's
visible.
okay.
Yes, yes.
Perfect. Yeah, you can continue, ma'am. You can
You can
continue.
continue, madam. Continue.
So instead of coddling, we can make the students to go and search for the answers, so that they will come out with a better answers which they are really looking for. Okay, so let them take the ownership. As I told you, with the big complaint box, they are coming to the college or the higher educational institution where I'm not interested in studying this. I'm looking for something else. Instead of that, make them understand. Fortunately or unfortunately, they have taken the course. It is their responsibility, and make them accountable to complete the course with full responsibility, where they need to take the ownership of whatever they do in their academics. The 3 years of course or the 2 years of post graduation course, they are supposed to be the owner of all the decisions they make in the college. So please make sure that they are responsible for their course. Instead of the institution is responsible, the teachers are responsible, the HOD is responsible. No. So the students must take the responsibility of the course which they have taken. So obviously, fortunately or unfortunately, they would have joined, but still they have to change. So as you all know, change is the permanent one, which they must adapt to the changes, and they must learn whatever they have taken, the courses which they have taken. They must take the ownership of completing the course fully, because this is what is going to happen to them in the industrial scenario. Okay, they may think they may come as a, or they may become an HR manager in the futures, because I have seen a lot of people who have told that I'm going to be like this person, or I'm going to be in this profile, job profile. But I have seen those people landed up in a different profile in different scenario. So the lot of surprises are waiting for you in the corporate world, where the teaching, we must tell them clearly, please understand, take the accountability and take the responsibility of being whatever you are now, and complete it without any flaws. That is most important. We must tell our student on taking the ownership. The next thing is, please make sure the students must think beyond the test scores or the grades. So thinking beyond, because all the students nowadays are thinking more on what is the examination is all about, how much percentage they will get, whether they will clear the examination, they will clear all the areas, okay, and how much, what is the grade they are going to get, whether they can put that in their resume with 75 percentage, 85 percentage. I would suggest people, please, the teachers must tell the students that think beyond the test, think beyond the grades. Okay, the test and scales, the grades are going to help them as an entry ticket to any corporate world. Okay, if you get more than 75%, it is more than enough for any corporate placements or any organization to recruit you. But thinking beyond that is more important, where the industry is expecting different from you, where when you think more about the test which you are going to attend or marks which you're going to, what happens is at the end of the day you will end up in mugging up all the contents. Okay, there is a wonderful word in IMA, they were talking about bubbles. Okay, they call the students as bubbles, where those students are really really good in mugging up. They do the all the examination in a super way, they get good grades, they get good marks, but when it comes to placement they cannot perform well. So they find those people in the first semester of their academics and they call them as bubbles, where really they are doing good. What is the problem is, they instead of understanding, getting the knowledge, getting the basics of the content, getting the base understanding the basics of the theory, what they are doing is they are getting into more of grades, more of scores. I need to be in top. I need to be a top scorer like that. So please make sure that your students must think beyond the test scores or grades. Test scores and grades are important, but they want to think more than that. Okay, not, please don't bring them into one basket of thinking of grades and test scores. That is going to help them for only 20 to 20%. The other 75% on the skill development, their creativity, their confidence level, their way of thinking. Okay, all these are all plays a major role in their knowledge. So not the test scores or the grade. And last one for the teaching fraternity, I would suggest is, you can talk about n number of technology innovations. Okay, so every day when we are talking about teaching, okay, teaching, the technology as is going to take away the teaching. Okay, now we have lot of Google, we have chat gpt. Okay, so the AI is going to eradicate the profession of teaching? Never, I would say never. Okay, so the teaching is or the job of professor, or the job of academics is going to sustain in the world when you get into this types of fine tuning of educational technology. When you talk about educational technology, so people are, lot of people are lot of people are talking about how this chat gpt is helping the students, so how this chat gpt is diverting the students from their knowledge. So the teachers are complaining about, see, the assignments have been done by the students using chat gpt, all the students are learning through Google. I would say the Google or chat gpt or whatever alpha, beta, gamma, whatever be the technology comes in the future, they are all going to work as the teacher friendly applications or teacher friendly tools to be used by the student. The only thing the teacher must do in this is fine tune the educational technology, take this to the students in a proper way. Take all this, instead of students knowing how to do an assignment in a chat gpt, you teach them and tell them what are all the consequences, how to learn through chat gpt, because students does not know how to use the technology properly. That is what the biggest gap between the technology and the students learning. So this is where we need to fill the gap. So how we fill the gap is, we must know more on the technology used in the education sector, and we must take this to the students by fine tuning it. How we will do the fine tuning is, I can give you an example on the fine tuning of technology through mobile itself, where I am having a chat gpt. See, if a student wants to learn something, because teachers will be available only 9 to 4, after that you will not be available for the students to understand something, to know something. If a student gets a doubt at 8 o'clock in the night, 11 o'clock in the night, or 2 o'clock in the midnight, how that student calls a teacher and asks for the doubt or clarify the doubt? You may say, okay, they can get into a Google, they may get into a chat gpt, ask the question. See, now instead of teacher, the educational technology or the AI is helping the student to clarify the doubt. So I have seen, even at the midnight of every day, the PGPF students or the PGP students of IMA, they're all sitting and reading and learning. So the learning happens 24/7 through lot of technologies. Even this is what insisted by the IMA professors, stating teachers will be there only to facilitate you. That is the fine tuning of educational technology. They teach us how to use the technology. They teach us they fill us the gap between the student and the learning through the educational technology which they are using. I have this chat GPT. I don't know whether you can see this chat mobile, where if you use this audio fill in the chat GPT, see, I can use the audio where if I get any doubts, I don't want to type to chat GPT and ask. You can just click on the audio and you can ask for any doubts to chat GPT. Like a teacher, how she answers the question, the chat GPT answers you. So the students can easily understand what ChatGPT is talking about through a men voice or a woman voice. So if a student want a lady teacher to answer, yes, you can change the ChatGPT voice to a women voice. So that whatever question you ask, the ChatGPT answer you orally, right? So it answers you orally so that they can listen to the answers instead of typing the question, reading, because reading habits are so bad in students nowadays. Among the students, the reading habits are really bad. So if they wanted to listen to some answers which they have, if for example, if a student immediately gets a doubt, if they want to ask the doubts to clarify, where they will go and ask, so they can get into a chat GPT, get into this audio, so that see, if I ask any question now, the Tesla is, because this name is Tesla, so it can answer me. For example, hi Tesla, I think it's not audible. It may be not audible for you.
You're suggesting an audio-based interface for ChatGPT. Users can simply click on an audio button to ask their questions. ChatGPT responds orally.
See, this is how ChatGPT answers you. So you must take this technology to the students where you can clarify any doubts using ChatGPT, but fine tune here. Do that, fill that research gap here. If they get answer from Google or from ChatGPT or from any tool or social media, ask them to bring the answer to you. So that is where the hold of the teacher is. So fine tune the educational technology, teach them where to get the answers. They may get 2-3 answers for that, or more than that, they'll get a lot of answers for them. But bring those answers to the classroom. The teacher must have that hold on it, where as the students to bring that answers to the classroom, have a discussion whether this is the right answer or a wrong answer, where it can be implemented, where it cannot be implemented. Everything can be discussed in the classroom. So this is how a teacher can take an educational technology to the students for teaching pedagogy. So we talk about flipped classroom, we talk about blended learning classroom. Okay, so a lot of teaching pedagogies are there where we use here in our colleges in Coimbatore, in Tamil Nadu or in South India, where the teacher's responsibility is please transform, please don't have any traditional way of classrooms, no passive classrooms. Please don't coddle your students or do any spoon feeding to the students. Make the students to go and search for it. Nothing wrong in it telling them go and search for the answers. They may expect a sudden immediate answer. Ma'am, I'm not getting time to get into that. I'm not patient enough to get or search for the answer. Please don't accept that. Please make the students and make the students to get into any type of tool to get the answer, read the answer, understand the answer, and bring those answers to the classroom. So that is how you can make them learn more about that particular content of a topic, and the making them an owner or an accountable person of whatever they do. So it is more important, whatever they do, they need to be more accountable. And please make them to think beyond the test scores or the grades. Instead of that, you can make them to think more on the outcome, how they have transformed because of that. Okay, and finally, please fine tune the educational technology to the students. So these are all the teaching transformation we can use in our college education, specifically higher educational institution, please transform. Use this wherever you can, so that this will definitely help your students to grow or understand the pedagogies which you're using in the classroom. The next slide is for the students, more concentrated on the students, which is learning transformation. So I would suggest the students to learn through self-learning gives us, because we talk about learning which is happening in the school, where teachers teach us something. From the teaching point of view, children learn in school. My teacher teaches this, so that I learned this. But this will not help you in your higher educational institutions. So self-learning is going to be a lifelong learning. Okay, higher educational institutions must concentrate students on becoming a self-learner than a teacher teaches them and learn something. So when you become a self-learner in your undergrads, what happens? That will be followed in your postgrads, or that will be followed if you become a businessman or getting into an organization as an employee. So you learn through self. So you learn through different ways. So self-learning will pave way for you to become a knowledgeable person. So how can you do this self-learning? So learning through case methods, so this is an extensive method where IIMs are using. Not only IIMs, I have seen lot of almost 75 people have attended these sessions with me, where all the professors, when you talk about Christ University, when you talk about the IIMs of different, there are 22 IIMs in India. All the IIMs or Christ University or KG Somaya Institute of Management, whatever institutions you take in India, the good institutions, all the institutions are following this case method, where learning through case method will help the students to do a self-learning. Okay, so how you do this case learning, case method teaching? So in Coimbatore, a lot of institutions are teaching through cases, because I would suggest give small cases, like 1-page case, 2-page case, minimum of or maximum of 5-page case to the undergrads, to understand the situations which is happening in industries, so that they learn and come to the classroom. It is not that introducing a new concept in the classroom. Please make sure that people come ready to the classroom through pre-reading. So that is more important. Pre-reading is, please make sure students read and come to the classroom. So they understand the concept, they will learn it already. They read lot of content related to that particular concept, and then they come to the classroom, so that there should not be any new learning happening there. Instead of that, the teacher fine tunes or facilitates, mentor the students, which is exact or maybe right or maybe wrong. Okay, we have wonderful terminology called rational. Okay, so the best outcome of the case, best outcome, best decision for a case can be discussed in the classroom, so that students may think, okay, if they have read and came to the class, so obviously they'll come out with a lot of creative answers, which even the person who has written the case wouldn't have thought about. So those out of the box thinking or creative thinking will help the students to understand more about what is happening in the industry. Now industries are coming out with a lot of issues, where those are all being given as case studies, or the teacher who is getting ready for the case, please bring out with some situations, some issues, some dilemmas. These dilemmas will help the students to come out with a lot of creative solutions. So this solution will be there only when you do a pre-reading. So pre-reading is very important for a student. So this is how they learn in the before the classrooms, the real classrooms. And learning through cine scenes, nothing wrong in it, using cinematic scenes in learning. So students always connect every learning with the cinemas, because cinemas are people who understand more through cinematic scenes. So when you talk about undergrads, you can use any language of cinemas or cine scenes to teach them HR, marketing, finance, operations. So any language cinematic scenes can be given in the classroom to make them understand what is exactly the concept is. So the learning happens, the self-learning through cinematic scenes are really good among the students. So you also can encourage the students by learning through cinematic scenes, by giving very good suggestions on the movies which they are supposed to watch. So when you watch this movie, you can learn these concepts. For example, I have attended a session on a wonderful session on leadership where I have seen a movie called Thor. So Thor is an English movie where the Thor movie is being given the whole leadership session. So all the leader types of leaders you can see in the Thor movie. So like this, you can suggest your students on these cinemas which they can see or watch, so that definitely they'll watch. Generally, students watch a lot of movies. When you connect those with the theory, they never forget. They remember all the cinematic scenes for the learning which they are supposed to do. So those self-learning happens with the cinematic scenes. And social learning. So social learning, all the students I would suggest to get into Twitter or LinkedIn to do the social learning. Social learning is not only into this media of or people post something, you learn something. No, even you can do a collaborative learning in the social apps or social media. Okay, so I have seen very few undergraduate students are into LinkedIn really active, so that what they are doing is they are connecting with lot of industry people for internship. Lot of industry people, they are writing lot of good short articles where it has been appreciated by the industrial people. So this is how the social learning happens. So those who are really active on LinkedIn may understand how it is happening through social learning or collaborative learning. So please motivate the students to get into these types of social media instead of spending unwanted time or unnecessary time in Instagrams or FB pages. You can connect to people who are really going to give jobs to you in the future. So you can get in to connect with what are all the things they are posting every day, day by day, artificial intelligence or machine learning or data analytics. Lot of industrialists are talking about these in the LinkedIn. So you can get into this social learning. So this is how this collaborative learning happens. So I request the students who are all listening to this session, please make sure these are all the ways you can learn. You can do self-learning, because as I said in the first slide, you are accountable for your learning. You are accountable or yes, responsible for your programs which you have joined, your degrees which you are joined, right? So then you must be responsible for all this learning transformation. And last one, learn to make rational decisions. What is rational decisions? What is rational decisions? So there is no like right decision, extreme, the top right decision or top wrong decisions. Like there is no right or wrong decisions. You're going to make a rational decision, which is the best choice. The best. So picking the best choice is very important. So why do we learn? Why do we educated? Why we people are educated? We are all educated to make rational decisions. So you do learning, you do learning through you learn through this cases or cine scenes or content or material or self learning or through social media application. All this learning are going to help you to make rational decision, which is the best choice, which is going to change your life. Okay, so the best choice has to be made by you and no one else. So this best choices you can make only when you get into the learning of or the best learning of your lifetime. Okay, so the learning happens anytime, anywhere. Okay, so it is not that only in college you learn. There is no time limit now. Nobody is going to learn between 9 to 4 or 8 to 3, right? So 24 by 7, everybody is learning every second or every minute or every hour which they wanted to learn. Okay, so this learning happens, the learning happens continuously in our lifetime. So I would suggest the students to learn to make rational decisions in their lifetime, because these their rational decisions are going to bring or bring success or failure to your life. So when you want it to be highly successful, you're going to select the best choice in your decision making process. So this is the learning transformation happening. So those who are seeing this presentation, can someone tell me what you are seeing in this picture?
This is a presentation on teaching learning transformation.
It is a present, no, like I am just showing a picture now.
No, ma'am. Only picture is not visible.
Can you see this picture, sir?
No, picture is not visible, madam. A slide is visible. Teaching learning transformation.
1 minute, sir. Can you see this slide, sir?
Yeah, slide has come, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, so this is what I was talking about. I think I have not, it stuck with the first slide itself. So the second slide is on teaching transformation. And so this is what we were discussing about. And the third slide is about the learning transformation happening now.
Yes.
And I want you to,
This picture. Yeah, one picture is visible now. Yes.
you can see a picture also, yes.
I think.
So can someone or chat, if possible, you can chat also. So can someone tell me in the chat what you are seeing in this picture?
I think the facilitator is the computer. The facilitator is the computer.
The facilitator is the computer. Okay. See, so exactly. So these people are with the technology. So sitting in a classroom, actually they are learning without a teacher. So they're all learning without a teacher, where this is how it is going to be in the future, where the skilled teaching personality is going to be sustained in the market. So how you can be a skilled person? So you need to understand what the technology is. You need to find out the research gap or the gap between the technology and the student learning, so that you can be in the gap, so that you can fill the gap between the real term learning and the real term teaching. So I'm getting into the, yes. So this is going to be my last slide of the day, where the teaching learning transformation is this. Can you all see this slide, sir? Teaching learning transformation?
No, no, ma'am. It does not come. It's stuck with the same slide.
Same one. Yes, sir. Now?
Yeah, yes, madam. Yes. Visible.
So the now the teaching has totally the teaching learning transformation has totally changed with the students, where this left side, the reading is gone, the writing is gone, where the students are really bad in writing. They actually the students are not ready to read a lot. The students have stopped writing a lot. Instead of that, the transformation has happened like this. How the transformation happened is, instead of reading, the students have started with lot of seeing. Okay, they're not reading. Even if you give a book to them, they'll open the book and they'll just see the book. They cannot read. They're not, even if they read, they will not understand what they are reading, because they started seeing it. They wanted to see things instead of reading. So the reading habits has slowly has come down. So they are, instead of reading, they are seeing a lot. And when it comes to writing, instead of writing, the habit has slowly changed to typing. Right? You all have a complaint. All the professors generally have a complaint. The students are typing fast in their mobile phones. Right? So whatever you do, they will just type very fast through the mobile phones using the WhatsApp conversation. The same way they write in the examination also, where what they do is, instead of YOU, they put U. Instead of YOUR, they put UR. So they use this digital words in the examination also, where when we evaluate the papers, we understand how much the students are digitally toxic. So we need to digitally detox them. So when you wanted to digitally detox them, you need to do all these things, sir. You need to do reading, writing, listening. You need to inculcate these habits, these 3 habits into the students. We cannot eradicate these habits. Instead of that, we need to bring them back to the reading habits, to the writing habits, to the listening habits. So this listening. So finally, when it comes to listening, students are listening to us, but they observe more than listening, right? So what they are doing is they observe more than listening. So you do something, they understand a lot. But when you tell something, probably for 2 minutes they will listen, 3 minutes they will listen, immediately their brain diverts. Okay, so their brain diverts. Even for a mobile phone, if you take a mobile phone, students take the mobile phones, they divert into WhatsApp, Insta, FB. Okay, a lot of notifications are coming, they will divert immediately. So this is how they are diverting in listening also. So once you talk to this younger generation, you will come to know how much they are listening. Their listening capacity is slowly the graph is slowly going down. So what we are supposed to do is, this is our responsibility to make the students to read a lot. So you need to bring this reading habits by making students to get into a lot of social media, read the articles which it has been posted by the industrial people. Even yesterday, I read a wonderful article given by the Tirupur Exporters Association, Mr. Kumar Duraiswamy. He has written a wonderful article on sustainability. Okay, so I read the article, I got to know about how they are implementing sustainability or ESG in their Exporters Association. So we can inculcate this type of reading habits into the students. Instead of telling some chapters to read, some content to read, you can give a case for reading, so that there are issues. So people likes to read a issue. So they read the case and come to the classroom. You can give some articles which has some issues, or you can give some social media pages given by any industrialist, so that they read and come to the classroom. This is how slowly we need to inculcate the reading habits into the students' education system. And writing. I know students are very good in typing, even in the system or in the social media or through their mobile phones, but writing habits are really less. So you can make the students to type it in their social media pages with an article. Okay, it is not compulsory they need to write using paper and pen. Instead of that, they can type any article. Okay, so I have seen a lot of good students who are in the LinkedIn, they are typing articles, short articles or blogs, short blogs. They are posting it. And these articles are getting good shares and good likes by the industrial people also. So they know about these students, they are writing, what is your interest, okay, what really the students are doing into. So this writing habits can be with typing habits, but please fine tune the typing habits into social media, good applications like LinkedIn or blogs or Twitter pages. Finally, listening. Yes, people are more of observing. I would suggest to get into observation a lot, so that they observe a lot, and instead of listening, even we have a lot of podcasts now. So a lot of podcasts help them to listen while traveling, while driving, while going by college bus. We can inculcate this listening habits to the students. Please listen to this podcast. So instead of students getting into, you can tell, okay, get into a podcast, you listen to something else, whatever you like. Instead of that, fine tune with these list of podcasts which they can really listen to. Okay, you can listen to a podcast if you feel like really it is amazing to listen to. Please give those suggestions in your class group. I have listened to this podcast today just for 3 minutes, just for 5 minutes. Please read that. If you read, please come back to the classroom with your ideology on it. So this is how you can bring in the listening habits, because listening habits is really important for the students to understand, because when you listen a lot, your brain activates a lot. So please listen, please make this habit of the students to listen. Okay, so these are all the transformation happened in our academic or educational higher educational institutions. Now the reading or seeing, instead of writing it is typing, instead of listening it is observing. Even though this transformation happens, it is the responsibility of the every professor to bring back the students and bring back the students on all these important skills which they need to possess in their future. So we need to make them do all these things in a different way by giving lot of suggestions or ideas to them. So this is about the sessions. I have a wonderful video to show it to you. I think we are running out of time. Sir, can I play the video or?
You can play, madam. We have time, madam. We have another 10 minutes. Yeah.
So this is going to be a last video for you all, where you can see the you can watch this video, and you can use lot of videos are available like this. Even in IIMS also they have lot of videos posted before the day, and they'll ask us to come with our ideology on those videos which we have seen. We can connect any video with the content which we are going to connect in the classroom. So this is the video which I have for you for this day session. So I think it is visible.
Yeah, visible, madam.
Please watch the video carefully. Yes, this is a small video where I think anyone has understood the video, sir. Like, what did you see?
Yeah, I think the the monkeys have a choice, I think.
Exactly, sir. Thank you, Sriman, sir. Actually, these monkeys have been fed with cucumber. Every day, the
Yes.
monkeys have been fed with cucumber to them. Where these two monkeys been fed with the cucumber first, where they both have to pick the stone which she is giving. They have to pick the stone and give the stone back, so that they will get a cucumber. So both the monkeys are picking the stone and giving back to the trainer or instructor, so that they are getting a cucumber. But they have changed this cucumber with grapes for
Yes.
one monkey. So this is the black grapes, where instead of cucumber, they have given a grape to this monkey, this right side monkey. What happens is, this left side monkey is observing what this instructor is, or the trainer is giving to the left side monkey. So it has seen something special has been given to that monkey, the grapes. So after giving the stone, what it did is, it is expecting for the grapes, where the same cucumber has been given to this monkey, where the monkey throwed it away. The monkey throwed that cucumber back to the instructor, and it felt sad. And again, the monkey is given with the stone. The monkey denied it to give the stone back. It kept the stone with it, and finally, instructor is asking, "Yeah, give me the stone." And again, it is believing that, okay, this time we will get the grapes. So it is giving the stone to the instructor, and that moment also, the instructor is giving only the cucumber to that monkey. So what happens? Again, it is throwing the cucumber to the instructor with lot of disappointments. Okay, so this is a wonderful video. Stopping this there. So this is a wonderful video where the whole world has been served with cucumber. We are fine with it, where we also can have cucumber. The whole world is now having not only grapes, sir. Actually, the whole world is into strawberries, into a lot of berries, where they are given with wonderful options to them, where these options we must take. So if you are not taking properly those options, obviously will be sitting disappointed in the future. So I don't want my teachers or the students disappointed in the future, because I have seen a different world there out for the last 2 months, where the world is so competitive, the world is so transformative, where the students and teachers of South India or Coimbatore must transform to compete with this world. I wanted to give one small conversation which happened between me and the IT manager, general manager of IMA, where he was talking about something which is I asked him, I interviewed him, generally I interviewed him in his cabin. He was talking about the teaching learning process happening in the IIM Ahmedabad. When I asked them how the students are, how they are serving the customers, because generally we say students are our customers, so we serve the students, we teach them, we train them, or we give a lot of knowledge to them. We generally say students are our customers, but IIM says students are not their customers. They say students are their products. They say students are their products. So their real customers are industries. Their real customers are the companies which they every year they are coming in for placements. So they need to serve those companies with this product. So the product quality is very important, ma'am. But our customers are the companies which we are going to serve. So the product quality is more important here. So when we talk about the customers in educational institutions, now please understand the customers are the industries which we are going to serve with our students. So these industries are looking for highly skilled, highly quality, highly resilient, highly sustainable student in this current scenario. So this is the responsibility of the teachers and students in learning and the educational institution to transform ourselves, to bring lot of quality products into the market so that we can serve the industries which are out there to looking for best quality products from us. So please make sure that you do all the services by serving or by serving the nation, or by serving the industries by giving quality products to them. So with this, I'm stopping. So these are all my learnings. So I have given some contents to you. I must thank Sriman sir, CMA, for giving this opportunity. So I am happy that PRM sir has joined. I'm seeing his presence also here. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
yes, yes. I'm keenly watching and enjoying.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. It was a very nice session, ma'am. So, participants, if you have any questions, you can chat or you can unmute yourself and you can ask, ma'am.
This is Ramji here. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Please go ahead,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So this, I was just wondering that the concepts called the instructional objectives and terminal behavior. In education, the teachers used to, frame their instructional objectives and terminal behavior, which actually which actually helps in planning your lessons when you come for taking classes. You actually plan your lessons, and you also look at what should be the terminal behavior, instead of using words like understand. Because understand is a baffle word. You can't use it is a very, so instead of that, if your lesson is aimed towards achieving a transformation, I think you have to use some action words in your IO, which will help in orienting the students' learning towards towards the goal which you have set. And another important thing which I thought maybe could be which is the attention span of an adult, which is not more than 20 minutes. So you do anything, when I do a training program, I ensure that beyond 20 minutes, I don't give any lectures. So it will always be either a case study or a game or something, which will help assimilate the concept. So the 20 minutes is the maximum adult span can be retained. So I think teachers are forgetting all that. You cannot go on lecturing and then think that a transformation has to be done. No, you have to actually look at these kind of psychological inputs, which will help you to plan your lectures in a more professional manner, I think. And third important thing, I think, which needs to be looked at is how do you orient your lectures towards the practical issues in the industry. The more practical orientation is brought in, the better would be the learning for the students. For example, if you are looking at finance, my area is finance. So if you are looking at finance, for example, I would give a balance sheet and ask them to do an analysis. And I would do it in a group. So it could be a group learning where they will sit together in a group after having told them how do you generally analyze. Then I would like to listen to what the trainees are going to give as output, which will help us to find out, whether they have what they have learned and are they able to apply in the practice. So these kind of things, I think, could be added along with what you have said.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Actually, yes, these are all the wonderful points a teacher can say, right? So the attention span is totally reduced. So we must it is the responsibility of the course instructor to plan, or we call it as lesson plan. We plan that 1 hour session. So educational institutions are still having this 1 hour classroom thing where the attention span, when it is 20 minutes, what about the other balance parts, how the teacher engages the class? That is the that is the skill of a teacher who engages the classrooms with the cases or the contents, or like your videos or gamifications. We had a wonderful session called game theory. So how you use a lot of games inside the classroom to make the students practically understand the concept, so that they involve and they understand. So thank you so much for those points, Mahadev.
Yeah, thank you, Ramji sir. After a long time, sir is back.
Yeah.
In-
Really, is a good teacher.
yes.
So Mutsami, long time after.
You are all people influenced by you, sir. Anyhow, Manju has done a good job, but writing cannot be totally avoided, Manju.
Collecting the responses.
Recently I was listening to a World Bank advisor was talking about writing and the synchronization of writing with the brain plasticity. So many things he talked about it. To some extent, writing is to be the segment of the learning for us. This is my opinion.
Yes, sir.
Maybe I am conventional teacher. That's
The writing has to be inculcated slowly. So because students, specifically this pandemic, has totally reduced the writing habit of the students.
I agree with you.
Examination through online, where they typed and submitted the examination for 2 semesters, 3 semesters. So this pandemic is the main reason for this reduction of writing habits. So when we all were studied, where whatever happens, we sit and write. Even the diary writing habits also have totally drastically reduced among the students. So now we need to slowly bring it back to the writing. When we say don't type and write, they will not listen to us. Instead of that, we can tell them that type it and submit the article. So obviously typing is very important, and writing is very important in all the creative matters. So the teacher have to tell the students, right, where all writing is very important. So whenever you feel like, because every time you can, the typing will not help. So writing is very important, because emotionally when we do something, we write. That is how, when my father and all were told to write lot of diaries. So I have some 3-4 diaries at home, where when one from school days I have written lot of diaries. But
At least
nowadays,
to
if we
some
ask,
extent.
students are not writing. The writing habit is totally reduced. So,
At least to some extent. I'm not saying more. Thank you. You did well.
thank you so much for joining, sir. Actually,
Immediately after the training, you are disseminating the knowledge to society. I'm very happy. Thank you.
And the other one, I think, among the practices in today's uh, thing is this objective questions. I think the moment you set an objective question for the valuer, it is very easy, because you don't have to. The computer does the right or wrong. But today in professional examination, for example, CA or in professional examinations, nowadays what is being done is 40 marks they are keeping for case study, open book kind of thing, where the questions are sent at least a week before the examination. becomes a, so the student is supposed to read the questions, read the cases actually. And then on the examination day, another 2 pages, 4 pages before, 2 pages on the examination hall, where questions are put on the basis of the entire thing. The entire learning is actually, brought into focus in that open book exam. It is actually following the London SIMA and such other programs. So I think that kind of thing, if it comes to the academic areas, maybe there could be some marked improvement in the approach of the student. Because one semester you learn something, next semester you forget what you have learned. Next semester you learn something, you forget the third semester. So it is not the learning is not building up on your past learning, whereas each semester gives you a fresh learning, which you can afford to forget in the next semester because you are not going to be questioned on that. I think that approach, unless it changes, the students' real learning will not go.
Yes.
Eh?
Yes, sir.
True, sir. True, sir.
True, sir.
So
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you're audible, madam.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
ma'am. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Vanshila ma'am, it's an excellent session.
Thank you.
You have done a good job. And I want to add one more point. I have done my research on the teacher's competency. So I was able to found out that nowadays students are expecting multiple pedagogies in a session, at least 3 to 4 pedagogies in a 40 minutes of a session. To make them attentive, minimum 20 minutes, we have to employ minimum 2 to 3 pedagogies they are expecting.
Yes.
So yeah, that is also a
Very
uh,
important.
yes.
That lies in the hands
Yeah.
of the teacher who handles that 1 hour session where
Yeah.
20 minutes is their attention span. The
Attention
balance
span.
minutes will
Yeah, apart
have
from
to
the
handle teaching pedagogy.
yes,
Different
yes,
teach.
just
That too, ma'am, after seeing their face, we need to change the pedagogy based on
pedagogy.
their
Yes, yes. So
Based on
employing
the-
multiple pedagogies, that is more important now to handle this Gen Z and Gen Y.
Exactly.
Yeah. Good.
Yes, yes, ma'am. And also, yes, thank you for mentioning Christ University, madam, along with IIMs. In Christ, we precisely follow the same. As you said, no, we follow case study methodology even for the UG level. And as Ramji sir was mentioning, here we have one component of their semester exclusively into practical things. That is, a percentage of marks in that semester is covered with this. That is, they will have to analyze an industry or a sector related to that subject, and they will have to work out in groups, and they have to come out with the presentation that carries a particular mark. And exclusively when it comes to strategic management, we teach here exclusively through cases and only games, through games and through videos and through case studies. That is one thing. And in every semester, one chapter exclusively give it as a self-study module. We never actually teach them. It goes only through self-study module. And as you rightly mentioned, no, the attention span is quite less. As you rightly mentioned, it is all about from reading to seeing, and it is not listening, it is observing. You could see most of the time the student observe. If you are the moment you go to class, within 5 minutes they make out, yes, how the class is going to be. If they find, yes, it's going to be interesting, you can see the next 20 minutes, 30 minutes going quite good. Or else the first 5 10 minutes only, they decide, yes. And it's good. It was a very good session, madam. In fact, a lot of things you have actually brought in.
Really good.
Thank you, sir.
So if no more questions, shall we wrap it up, madam? Yes. Yes, on behalf of Coimbatore Management Association, I thank Dr. Manjula for being today's speaker and for delivering such a wonderful session. Thank you so much, madam. And I also thank the participants for today's session. I'd like to thank the Monday Musings team of Coimbatore Management Association as well as the president and secretary for consistently organizing this Monday Musings. So once again, thank you all, and meet you all once again in next Monday musings. Until then, it is bye from CMA.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, this video is there in the CMA YouTube. Probably.
Yeah, it's there. It's there.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
PRM sir.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
joining.
Thank you, ma'am.
You
Thank you.
made my
Thank
day.
you. Even Dr. Hindu is there, it seems. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.